Puck drops here. We're doing our big Red Zone live stream. As you know, we cover all the games on Red Zone, and then we do a whole live stream on it. And we have simulcast, of course. That means homer calls for, as is mentioned in the intro, the Giants, the Texans, the Lions, the Saints, the Chargers, the Bills, and the Bengals. And we start here in Houston. CJ takes a snap, throws in the end zone. Touchdown, Texans. Fedorkowitz. So now over to North Carolina, everybody. Kansas City and the Panthers. Chiefs lost last week. Here's Mahomes. Mahomes shuffles into the pocket, throws wide open. Now to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Kansas City. Gray, the backup tight end, a 35-yard strike, and the Chiefs have the lead. Noah Gray. So just like that, it is 6-0 Kansas City. And so they have a touchdown early in North Carolina. And the Panthers actually are not out of a division race, but they're going to need to win the majority of their games coming up. And then they go to Washington, where Dallas has to win if they want a shot at all competing in this division at 3-7. And Washington trails Philadelphia in the division. Let me get my computer out. Obviously streaming on my phone here. Let me get my computer out so I can give you all the looks at the divisions and the playoff, what the playoffs would look like and all that. But right now, back to Washington. It is Cowboys and Commanders. And they also, in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and Bergen County, it's the Buccaneers on a 3rd and 2 at midfield. They just called a timeout. Handoff up the gut back in Landover, Maryland, and Dallas picks up a first down. And they're not a good team at running the football. They just are not. But they came away there with a inside counter and picked up the first down. They're driving in Landover. And Landover now to Indianapolis with one of our other simulcast teams, the best team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions, as Washington comes away with a stop behind the line. They were going for an end around for CeeDee Lamb and a big break for Indianapolis, and they get inside the 10-yard line, first down Colts. It was a quarterback keeper for the second-year man from University of Florida. Tampa Bay drive, as we said, 3rd and 2, so it's back. Mayfield's in the gun. One tailback behind him. Motion comes back into the slot. It mirrors itself. Handoff up the gut, breaks the 40, first down Tampa Bay. So 2 teams against 2 simulcast teams that we have. New York and Detroit, the 2 opposite teams, are driving right now. And just like that, a first down, first and goal to the 3-yard line for Indianapolis. So back to New Jersey, a short screen to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. That is all for Tampa Bay. 2nd and 1, handoff. Jonathan Taylor doesn't even get to the line. And it's going to be 3rd down for Indianapolis. All right, so now I can set up what I was doing here, which was and get the NFL standings for you guys here. Let's see if NFL Playoff Machine is actually usable. I don't know if it's usable yet. In the ESPN uses that to throw out of bounds over the top of the flat in the end zone. So it's 4th and 1. The Lions have made a stop, but we have a flag on the field in Indianapolis, and we're hoping that it's not on the Lions, but it looks like it is. And a close to a first down for Tampa Bay. They're continuing their larcenous drive right now. Yes, this is the first week eligible of the playoff machine, so we can take a look right now. So Kansas City is the number 1 seed in the AFC. They would get a bye. Buffalo would host Denver. This would be Denver's first playoff game since they won the Super Bowl. This kick is blocked by Washington. They pick it up to the 30. Now return it to the 40. Cuts back midfield, gets a block. He's down the sideline, and he's in the Dallas territory, right around the 35-yard line, and they may have thrown a flag on Dallas for a late hit. So Washington's going to get the ball in good position. Carolina has the ball in the red zone. And we got a big matchup coming out in divisional in Chicago. Minnesota nearly scored. They got to the 1-yard line, so they're on 2nd and goal from the half foot. They picked up the flag. We were going to call roughing the passer on us on the Lions, but they picked up the flag. For those wondering, this is all the NFL red zone games, and we're in Carolina here. A screen out to the 5-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal for them. Handoff to the goal line. Minnesota never got to the line of scrimmage. Bears think they fumbled. We'll see. Kick in Indianapolis is right down Broadway. So Indianapolis drives down the field, spending 5 minutes of playtime, and they score on their first drive. It's 3-0 Indianapolis in that game. Back to Charlotte. The number 1 seed, the Chiefs. Right now they're the number 1 seed. As we said, since the Super Bowl in 2016, that was the last time the Denver Broncos made the playoffs, and they would play Buffalo if they were to win. If the playoffs were to start today the way they are. What I'll do with this playoff machine is I will have these games on the tickers on who would win the games or who is winning right now. So, for example, Kansas City is winning right now. So Houston is winning. Indianapolis is winning. And so that stays the way that is. And then there's the Sunday night game in LA tonight. That'll be interesting. Thrown into the end zone, incomplete on 3rd down, so it'll be 4th down. Tampa Bay picks up the 1st down. They're shoving the tailback. He's close to the end zone. Does he score? No. Down at the half-foot line. 1st and goal from the nose of the end zone for Tampa Bay. That being Irving. So Irving nearly scored for Tampa Bay. So they're going to review that. Also back to Houston. Kick for Tennessee. This is a 55-yarder. It is right down Broadway, although barely slinked in. But also Eddie Piñeiro's kick is right down Broadway in Carolina. So the Panthers are on the board. It's 7-3. 1st and goal from the half-foot line, Tampa Bay. Handoff to the fullback. He walks in. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. 1 yard out. It's Tucker. Sean Tucker, and a touchdown for Tampa Bay. They strike first, so we'll update that. Tampa Bay. So far, let's take a look at the playoff matchup. So Detroit, and it's so funny how Washington was looking for a division win. The way things have gone, they actually be the final team in. They would play Philadelphia. Detroit would have the bye. Green Bay would play at Arizona. Arizona would actually be the 3 seed, which is crazy. The highest seed that they would have that they've had since they were the number 2 team in the NFC back in 2015, 15-16 season. So we talked about Denver. This kick is right down Broadway. It's 7-0 Tampa Bay. Green Bay would host Arizona, as we said. Arizona would host Green Bay, as we said, and Atlanta would win their division. They would host Minnesota. Kansas City would have the bye. Buffalo would host Denver. Pittsburgh with the 3 would host arch rivals Baltimore. And Houston would host the Chargers. So that's how that stands. Chargers play tomorrow against Baltimore. And Houston right now is beating Tennessee. So this is, if these teams won, this is how it would be. So a Tampa Bay win by itself, they still would be out of a playoff matchup, which is funny because Atlanta has a bye, but it doesn't matter, as Indianapolis made a great play. A Tampa Bay win still would not put them in a playoff spot. In fact, I don't think the Saints are also on a bye, so no matter what, Atlanta will stay in the division lead, even if Carolina and Tampa Bay win. But if both of those teams win, that is going to make it quite difficult for them. Jared throws a screen. We're back in Indianapolis. A good pickup for the Lions. So you know, there are 3 games after the 1 o'clocks. I think 1 4:05 and 2 4:25s. The 1 4:05 is in Las Vegas, which is a huge game between the reeling Raiders and Denver, who finds themselves in a playoff spot. Now, a Raider win would put Indianapolis in to the playoffs. An Indianapolis loss of any kind, they're not in a playoff spot. But if Indy can win this game, a win and a Raider win puts Indianapolis in the final spot in the playoffs. Although we still have a myriad of weeks to go. Excluding this week, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more weeks. So a lot of football left, but still not a lot at the same time. Play action fake. Here's Goff. Jared throws over the middle. Caught! First down to the Indianapolis 45-yard line. Equanimous St. Brown. So back to Washington. Brian Robinson looks a little shaken up. Now, a Cowboy win, let's see what that does to Washington. So that doesn't move Washington off the 7th seed either. It does not move them off the 7th seed either. So they stay where they are no matter what happens. Handoff up the gut. It does not go much for the Lions. Okay. Back in Miami, neither of these teams are in playoff position. New England has not played well. Short screen, caught first down the sideline, and into Miami territory go the Patriots, and they're scoreless there. As you said, nothing yet. And it is dumped and caught by Jameson Williams close to the first down line. It will be 3rd and 1 for the Lions on something we got to pick up. So Jaden Daniels back in Maryland just cut up field and got a huge run for the Commanders. He'll hand off outside-inside counter past the 25-yard line. My season in Big City Sports High School is coming to a close soon, so that's why you'll probably get more Sunday broadcasts of these late football games because of that. But we'll see. Mac Jones back in Miami. Jones spurts. Jones breaks a tackle. Jones gets close to the first down line. That's actually not Mac Jones. That's the rookie from North Carolina. I've actually forget his name. I didn't look him up. But a good gain for Washington. But back in Indianapolis, they just made a stop. Colts just made a stop. May. Yeah, May. Drake May. Give me 1 second. Shift myself here. Once there's not a stoppage necessarily, but like some sort of game has not a lot going in it, I have to charge this computer, so I'll go out and do that. But Washington just heaved the go route into the end zone and just missed the tight end, Ertz, and Ertz would have caught a touchdown to give them the lead. So interesting there. Throw into the end zone, incomplete. Incomplete, but a flag down. This is in Miami, but a flag down against, I think it's against the Dolphins. We'll see. Commanders are lining up for a field goal. This is a 38-yard attempt, and it is right down Broadway. So Washington has the lead, 3-0. And as we said, no matter what happens, they cannot move off. Well, actually, a Ram win tonight on the Monday night game. Actually, so an offside on the defense and a holding on New England. So that's interesting. Tommy DeVito, the third-year man from Syracuse, former Don Bosco prep Ironman, just got sacked back down to the 40-yard line by Tampa Bay. So it's 2nd and long for the Giants, who look like we're just trying to tank for a draft pick. Back to North Carolina. Travis Kelce got close to the marker on a tight end outside sweep. He did not get to the sticks. It's 3rd and 1 for the Chiefs, just outside the Panthers' red zone. Back to Chicago, 3rd and 8. They forced the 4th down. They are in their own end zone. Williams tries to get out. Williams will scramble. He will get out of the end zone. He will get close to the marker and is hit out of bounds. They're going to check the spot on that. Back to North Carolina, 3rd and 1. Mahomes, inside draw, 1st down. Hunt, I believe. And they are inside the 15-yard line, the Chiefs are. And they move the chains. And they lead by 4, 7-3. So yeah, Ram and a Commander win does not put the what's it called? The Commanders in the division lead. So a loss win, they don't move from their spot. Short screen, it's caught down the sideline, and he is taken out of bounds for the Chiefs, right on the 3-yard line. New England is settling for a field goal. It's a 45-yard attempt, and it is hooking crossbar out. It was going wide right. It then hooked in. It would have been a field goal, but it hooked off the right crossbar to the left. Sly misses it on 45 yards. The Dolphins will have good field position coming up, and we stay scoreless in Florida. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And Kareem Hunt taken down. Let's see if a Raider win and a Miami win puts Miami in a playoff spot. And a good tackle there back in Carolina. I'm just looking at something with the... So the Dolphins know that do not jump into a playoff spot with a win there either. Mahomes is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he is taken down. It's 4th down, and it looks like Chiefs are going to settle for a field goal to go up by 7, 10-3. Indianapolis is the football back in their own end because we failed on 4th down. Has a man wide open and missed him. Missed him on a drag route. It would have been a 45-yard pass, and it'll be 3rd down. Takes the snap back out at the 8-yard line. Went to the same man, this time in a curl route for 12 yards. It's Pittman Jr., and it's a 1st down for Indianapolis. So, yes, Kansas City is going for a 25-yard field goal attempt here. Kick is right down Broadway, Harrison Butker, and it's 10-3 Kansas City. So they're back up by 7, but the Panthers are going to get the football. Panthers have played well, as we've said, but Chiefs still with the lead. Just updating the scores here so far. And so far, yeah, nothing has changed. But yeah, 3 games later today, as we said, Denver and Vegas, San Francisco and Green Bay, Arizona and Seattle. So no team, I believe, not even the Giants or the Raiders, are eliminated from the postseason. But there are a lot of teams that are not in good standing. Giants are one of them. I'm actually not positive they have the worst record in the NFL. It's either them, Vegas, or Jacksonville. Jacksonville was a bye. Handoff up the gut for Dallas. They get close to midfield. Cowboys are moving the ball well. Yeah, so NFL standings. Okay, so the worst team is Jacksonville because they have one more loss than Tennessee, Vegas, and the Giants. But a Giant loss tonight today and a Raider loss today and a Tennessee loss would put all 4 of those teams with the same record at 2-9. Throw over the middle, first down, Dolphins. They have the ball just outside midfield, scoreless there in South Beach late in that first quarter. So stay here with you for most of the red zone. We'll get all the 1 o'clock games. Will I get the 3, 4, 405, 425 games? Not positive. I can't give you a confirmation on that or not, but we'll see. And then maybe we'll also do the Sunday night game tonight. I'm not sure. Not positive about that as well. Motion comes right back off the line of scrimmage. Tagovailoa's in the gun. Tyreek Hill checks out, goes into the right side of your screen. Tagovailoa steps up, throws over the middle. He's got Hill. Hill got forward progress, but then was taken back behind the line. It's either second and very short or a first down. Let's see where their forward progress is. They say forward progress went past the sticks. First down, Dolphins. They're in the red zone, just like that. Thank you for watching Puck Drops here. Continue to watch. Continue to subscribe. Notification bell. All of that fun stuff. Oh, the computer died, so this is perfect. Give me 1 second to put it in. Again, give me 1 second. I'll be with you guys as soon as I can. But yes, as we said, Dallas just hit a big play. CeeDee Lamb. Ran a curl route right through, and I'm back here. But back to Miami. New England just made a huge stop. It is still scoreless there, but the Dolphins are well in their own field goal range. Remember, New England missed a 45-yard field goal attempt that was hooking outside, curled back inside, and then hit the right crossbar. And that happens on every level. Believe me, I've seen it on every level. I've seen wanked kicks. I've seen kicks that slip through. It's just such an inconsistent game. We have a flag down, but I don't know if they're going to pick this up. Looks like a team, possibly New England, called a timeout. I'm not sure what exactly was called, but from my vantage point, a hold on the Patriots, on Akumbe. So New England is called for a hold defensively on third down. And so that's going to end the first quarter in Miami. They're scoreless. Dolphins have a fresh set of downs. So that game's going to go to break. So we're going to be back in Landover, where the Cowboys are driving 3 yards from the red zone, but on a 3rd and 2 outside sweep, loses yards. Loses yards back to the 27-yard line. So that will set up a 44-yard field goal attempt for a guy that's hit 60 plus. So it likely will be 3-0 Dallas. We'll check on that. Carolina, Bryce Young, the former Alabama quarterback, just looked like he picked up a first down, or at least close. So that game remains close, with Kansas City leading by 7, 10-3. And so here comes Brandon Aubrey, the 47-yard field goal attempt, and it is no good. Wow. He has hit 62-yarders. This is a 44-yard field goal attempt and wide left. No good. Still 3-0 Washington. And that one, he did not pick up the first down in Carolina. It was 3rd and 1, but they just picked up 39 yards and a first down to the 25-yard line. So they are now 5 yards away from the red zone. End around jet sweep for the Panthers. Picks up to the 20. Now to the 15. Down at the 13-yard line for Tompkins. And it is the Panthers in the red zone, trailing by 7. 10-3 to the defending champions. And I just got an update there, and they're going to show it here in red zone that there's a big update between going back out in Houston. Yeah, here we go. So in Houston, Tennessee, as we said, they share with the Giants and the Raiders the second worst records in the league. A loss puts them in the cellar with Jacksonville, and a throw by Levis into the end zone to Westbrook. Touchdown, Tennessee, and they have the lead. Nick Westbrook-Akeem, that's not what you want. You know, this is a simulcast for, you also favor certain teams here. So you favor Giants, Texans, Lions, Saints, Chargers, Bills, and Bengals. And the Texans now trailing 9-7. And the Texans fans can't believe it. Yeah, I can't either. It's still late in the first quarter. Still a lot of football left, but they'll get up for the extra point to go up by 3. And the extra point is right down Broadway. It's 10-7 Tennessee there. They have the lead. Now the funny thing with them is that out of the 3 teams that are in the cellar, Jacksonville, although have Trevor Lawrence, probably will go for a quarterback as Levis picks up a first down and slides. Oh, they're showing the drive before. The other side of things is that the Giants and the Raiders definitely are going for a quarterback. But Tennessee with Will Levis, I don't think go for a quarterback. Probably go for some sort of a weapon, maybe a big defensive player. It's incomplete. Tagovailoa back in Miami, threw it in the end zone. 2nd and goal, batted down beautifully by Gonzalez for New England. And so it is 3rd and goal for the Dolphins. Final 30 seconds in Indianapolis. Jared makes his throw out to the 35, 40, 45, midfield. And now to the opposite 35, and he hops out of bounds. But they are done with the first quarter there. So in the second quarter, the Lions have the ball at the Tennessee 35-yard line, trailing by 3. So that's intriguing. Still, the only games without a score still are in Miami and in Chicago. That's done, though. That is finished because Miami just went with a tight end rush. We've seen that a lot. A tight end counter. Jonnu Smith runs it into the end zone, and they have a 6-0 lead with the extra point to come over New England. And my apologies, actually, that was a throw and catch. Jonnu Smith just runs through the pick that New England tried to set. So Miami does score on the drive that was set up from the missed field goal attempt. Back to North Carolina, 1st and 10, fakes the handoff. Young scrambles. Young rolls out. Young tries to evade a hit. he was taken down and threw it out of bounds. His knees almost touched the turf. He was flying, and Karlaftis, who's their star linebacker, almost got the sack, but Young throws it out of harm's way. And so Carolina stays with that 2nd and 10. They don't have to have a long. Caleb Williams, again in his own end, almost picked off by the Vikings, and instead it deflected into the hands of Keenan Allen, and so the Bears have the ball at midfield. How about that? Back to North Carolina. Young stands in the pocket. Short throw, dropped. Went to the tailback who was trying to run a crossing route, and he was hit well by Thornhill, the free safety from Kansas City. Thornhill never touched the ball. He just attacked the tailback. And so they tried to run that little slant and go. So 3rd down and 10. Carolina is 2 of 3 on 3rd down conversions today, including that big 3rd down conversion they picked up on 3rd and 1 on the screen. Young is pressured, throws it in the end zone, incomplete. There are no flags. He's not happy about that. 4th down, there will be the conversation of what you do. Handoff inside, Brian Robinson. We're back in Maryland. In the final minute of play in the first quarter, they lead 3-0. They are trying to drive after Dallas missed the 44-yard field goal. Speaking of field goals, Eddie Piñeiro is going for a... What field goal is this? This is a 33-yard field goal attempt. He hit a 30-yard field goal earlier. And this kick is right down Broadway. I didn't see the official at first, but yes, he did hit it. So now the 7-point deficit is down to 4. It's 10-6 Kansas City. So Kansas City has not really gotten it done offensively. They've played well enough to keep Carolina out of the end zone. Now Carolina is a step out of 3 wins because if they win this game, 4 wins, they're back in that conversation. A loss, though, is going to put them back in that lottery region as Tampa Bay is driving here in East Rutherford early in the 2nd quarter. They have a 1st and goal. They could blow this game wide open. The Giants again tanking. One of the quarterbacks you could pick, Jalen Milroe from University of Alabama. Shedeur Sanders is a guy as well from Colorado, as the handoff to Irving goes nowhere. He gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. You also have Cam Ward from Miami. Chicago on 2nd and 11 picks up 10, and they're down at the 3-yard line. So 3rd and 1 from the Viking 3, and they're close to punching it in. That is the only game right now with no points on the board. And remember, Minnesota was stalled at the Chicago 3. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line back in New Jersey. There's the screen. It's picked up by Irving, and Irving gets it out to the 1-yard line. So 3rd and goal from the half-foot line for Tampa Bay. Williams under center on 3rd and 1. Hands it off the middle. It is going to be a 1st down. I don't believe he broke the plane. Minnesota's saying he's short, but he definitely got the sticks, but I don't think he broke the plane. So it will be likely 1st and goal from the half-foot line for Chicago, which is what Tampa Bay now has 3rd and goal from the half-foot line. And they have Vita Vea, the defensive tackle in the backfield, like a refrigerator looker. He's going to block, and they don't even get back to the line of scrimmage. So 390-pound defensive tackle notwithstanding, they don't get in. Touchdown, Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. The Lions have the lead. So the Lions, with a loss, who would stay in the number 1 seed, now have the lead 6-3 with the extra point to come. And they actually fumbled the ball on 3rd and goal. I didn't see that. They actually fumbled the football. but Tampa Bay recovered. So Baker Mayfield actually jumped on it. So they're going to try a chip shot, a 23-yard field goal attempt to go up by double digits, to go up 10-0 early in the second quarter. The kick is right down Broadway. 10-0 Buccaneers. Just like that, McLaughlin. So, final seconds of the first quarter. This kick is no good for Washington. No good. So this is wide left. And so 2 misses, wide left for Dallas, wide left for Washington. And we just missed Chicago, punched it into the end zone. Caleb Williams ran it in. So Chicago has a lead. Now it's 7-0 Bears in that one. Again, no real changes in the playoff projections, even with some of these games being won. Now, if Chicago would have gotten that field goal last week against Green Bay, they would have likely have been in a much better position to be in a playoff spot today, because as it looks, Chicago in the NFC, 4-6. They would have been 5-5, and then this week with a win, Chicago then could have been 6-5. Well, the NFC has just so many top teams on the bottom that I don't know if that actually probably would not have affected. Because, yes, as Mahomes picks up a first down back in North Carolina, right to the 44-yard line, around the 45-yard line of Kansas City. But that's because Washington has so many wins, so it still actually would have put him out of a playoff spot still. But the Bears would have been in a better position. But they really start sliding down towards missing the playoffs and close to thinking about maybe even being in that top 10 for draft picks if they lose this game. So this is a big must win. So Dallas may have fumbled the football. They are ruling that they fumbled the football. They did fumble the football in their own territory. So just past midfield, Jaden Daniels going to throw a go route down the sideline, incomplete, looking for McLaurin. And he would have caught it right around the 5-yard line, would have made it instantly 1st and goal Commanders. Back to North Carolina. Here's Mahomes. Mahomes stands in, clean pocket. Sidearm one's high. Travis Kelce, 1st down Kansas City. So the Chiefs pick up a 1st down. Remember, they lost last week to Buffalo in a crazy game in Buffalo. And on the road, they're struggling against Carolina. Only up by 4 against the Panthers. Low screen caught, but nowhere for Ertz to go. Pollard busted him up, the former defensive back from Tennessee for Dallas. So it's 3rd down now for the Commanders. So Dallas has been playing good defense. That's what kept them in the game. Their offense has done nothing. There's a short out pass to the rookie Worthy from University of Texas. Of course, his alma mater, playing my college football team next week, Texas A&M. That was a very disappointing loss for A&M last night in quadruple overtime, with their slot receiver dropping a 2-point conversion attempt to send it to 5 overtimes in Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn. I don't know if they rushed the field. They probably did. I turned the television off the minute he dropped the ball. I'll just be honest with you. Mahomes reverses field. Mahomes is pressured by a couple of Panthers, and he threw a sidearm into the sideline. It was nearly picked off by Carolina. We got a flag down. I didn't see a Carolina hold. So they're saying a hold in the flat on Carolina. Very interesting. This is NFL. Well, let's take a look right now since some of the other games, and the other leagues that we didn't talk about. Last night, a bunch of games in the NHL. Philly beat Chicago 3-2 in overtime. LA beat Seattle 2-1. Calgary beat Minnesota 4-3 in a shootout. What a game for them. Tennessee just ripped off a big play. We'll get you to that. 7-4 Colorado over Florida. Colorado's been playing well. Canucks beat Ottawa. Canucks needed that. Boston beat Detroit. Detroit needs to start winning. 4-1 Nashville over Winnipeg, which was a huge win for the Predators. They've been reeling. Jets have been red hot. Stars beat Tampa Bay 4-2 in a rematch of the 2020 Stanley Cup Final. Devils 3-2 over Washington. That was a gigantic win that I think puts the Devils in first place in the division. Vegas all over Montreal 6-2. Utah 6-1 thumped Pittsburgh. Columbus 5-4 in a shootout against Carolina. That's a big win for the Jackets, who've been better as well. Islanders 3-1 over the Blues. We'll get you to the last two games in a second. As Mahomes throws a sidearm pass to Worthy. Worthy picks up the first down, and he'll trot out of bounds into the red zone. On the other two games, the other games were 3-1 Islanders over the Blues, 4-2 Buffalo over San Jose, and Edmonton thumped the New York Rangers 6-2 in Alberta as Jordan Addison just caught a 60-yard bomb and puts the ball right at the 2-yard line, 1-yard line. So Minnesota can punch it in and tie the game there. There's actually only one hockey game tonight, believe it or not. It's not till 7 o'clock. It's an interesting game between two teams, two good teams that have been good as of late, and that's Utah playing back-to-back against a team that I think, a team that hasn't played since, was it Thursday? No, the team that hasn't played since Wednesday. So it's actually funny. Utah's on a back-to-back. They're going right in the road. But Toronto hasn't played since Wednesday. And so they've had a lot of rest. But Utah literally played last night. But back to the NFL. Handoff to the outside, close to the first down line. Or Hunt, we got a flag down in North Carolina. And a throw to the end zone. Tennessee says they've scored. Have they? Yes. Touchdown, Tennessee. Tony Pollard. He runs it into the end zone, and Tennessee has extended their lead. Addison just caught a 5-yard touchdown pass. He's been a monster on that drive, and now the Vikings, just like that, the Vikings can tie the game with an extra point. We'll see. Extra point coming for Tennessee. It is right down Broadway. Somehow, Tennessee has a 10-point lead over the Texans, and this can't happen in the first half. Here's Mahomes, stands in, 2nd and 11. Mahomes throws one into the end zone, incomplete. A lot of contact. I don't see flags. There are none. Good defense by this Carolina team. Both these teams have played good defensively. Matt Gay for the Colts is lining up for a 29-yard field goal attempt. That would put Indianapolis within 1 against the Lions. Kick is up, and it is right down Broadway. 7-6. So Lions only by 1. 3rd and 11. The 16-yard line. Mahomes is pressured. He stays in the pocket. He's going to run now. He is taken down after a 2-yard gain. It's 4th down. We have a flag, which was thrown before Mahomes started running. Mahomes believes this is a block, a holding call on Carolina. Let's see. Back to Miami. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins have a 13-0 lead. It was a hold on Carolina. First down. A hold? No, it's not going to be a first down because it's 11. It's just 3rd and 11. So this could be 3rd and... Unless they're calling roughing the passer. Oh, they called roughing the passer, not a hold. So it would have been a hold. It would have still been 3rd down. but because it was roughing the passer, it's 15 yards, which makes it first and goal. Well, actually, first and 10 to the 11, and now a penalty is coming up, and this is on the Chiefs. So back them up. Full start on the Chiefs. So first and 10 from the 11, it's first and 15 back to Bergen County. Here goes Baker Mayfield throwing up the field, and he's got a man. First down, Tampa Bay. They lead 10-0 with 9:28 to go. Those coming in, we're doing broadcast of all the red zone games. Definitely all the 1 o'clock games. Maybe we'll do the 405, 425s, and I might do the Sunday night game tonight between Philadelphia and Los Angeles. That's a big game. Although Ram win does not put Washington in a division lead or the Rams in a division lead. That is a low throw. And that just caught low by Kansas City. That they get maybe the line of scrimmage. There's not much yardage picked up, and Carolina's feeling it right now. They're only trailing by 4. And a field goal for the Chiefs would still be a one-possession game. But I'll tell you, if they score a touchdown here, if you're Carolina, you still feel like you've got a lot of control here. Handoff, tight end counter. We talked about that. Kelsey gets right around to the 12-yard line, but we have a flag, and I believe it's a hold on the Chiefs. It is a hold on Kansas City. So a 10-yard penalty, so you're going to push them back. They had the ball right around the 22-yard line. You push them back right to the 32-yard line. This was a drive where they had a first down because of a roughing the passer on the Carolina 11, and they're being moved back to their own 30 to the Carolina 30-yard line. Still very well in Butker's range, but again, they want a touchdown. 2nd and 25. The line to gain is the 1-yard line. Mahomes stands in, fires one, caught by Gray. Gray is shoved out of bounds. He gets a good gain. It's going to make it 3rd and a lot more manageable as he gets inside the 15. But 3rd and more manageable is still not as manageable as you'd like because it's going to make it still, 3rd and 14, 3rd and 13. And it was Devon Achane. We talked about Worthy being from Texas and playing A&M next week. Devon Achane was a great tailback for Texas A&M. And he scored the touchdown for Miami. Mahomes has a clean pocket. He's going to roll out. Mahomes is sacked. Mahomes looked like he was going to do Houdini again. The defensive tackles got there, led by Jadeveon Clowney, the 12-year veteran from South Carolina, as Williams throws a dime over the middle of the field back into the Windy City. Keenan Allen makes the catch and a first down for the Bears. So 4th down now. What is the spot of where they mark this ball? Sorry, it's right. Butker had some injury or something, so that's right. So it's Spencer Schrader. So it's a 41-yard attempt, so I don't really know the long of Schrader. This kick by Schrader is no good. It did slink in. It looked like he had hooked it left, but it does slink in. It is right down Broadway, so it is still a one-possession game. It's 13-6. It's a 7-point lead for the Chiefs. So they come away with points, but not what they wanted. Wanted a touchdown to try to blow this game open. Early in the second quarter, oh my, Dallas, the snap was high. It went 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Bush had to jump up and get it, and it's not wet, it's not snowy. There's no bad conditions in Landover, Maryland. It's a nice day there. About 40 degrees, but brightly sunny. But maybe that's what it was. The center lost vision of the football and flew it right over the quarterback's head. Irving runs it in back in New Jersey. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Bucky Irving, and it is all Tampa Bay. 16-0 with 6:23 to go in the half. The 5th touchdown of the season for Bucky Irving. As Tampa Bay is running up the score here. Play action fake for Jared. Jared makes the throw, 30 to the 25, now to the 23. Jamison Williams, first down, Lions. So, Lions starting to drive here. San Francisco, Green Bay later. That'll be intriguing. Seattle, Arizona, and Denver and the Raiders. So 2nd and 7. Motion comes on the tight end. It's a sweep that just gets to the line of scrimmage. As Jameer only got a yard, maybe only a yard. 3rd and 4 for the Bears. Caleb Williams throws the go route. It is high. It is caught. But did Allen get both feet down? He did. Keenan Allen got both feet down. What a catch. Oh, that's going to be close. That last foot comes very close to the end line. Bears are hurrying up here. I don't think they want Minnesota to challenge. And I think Minnesota got the challenge flag on the field, which is the right call because you got to look at that foot. First down, Lions. And we bring it to the 5-yard line on 3rd and 8, 1st and 10. Yeah, they had to throw a challenge flag. The first foot, it's clearly a catch. So he controls. So the first catch, it's that last foot. The white shoes is going to be the real difficulty here because is that a tip of a shoe or end line? Now, it was called a catch. So him wearing the white shoes is really smart here. Also for the fact that they have to have complete understanding and decision with the league that it's an incomplete pass. They do not have both feet down. And it would be 4th down. But it's going to be harder to see. Okay, here we go. Texans trail by 10. They're driving the ball. CJ's in the gun. 8 minutes left. He's going to stand in, throw a hook route. Incomplete, looking for Joe Mixon. So they'll be back there. But 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line officially. And Jamison Williams is going to drive into the end zone. Touchdown. Lions. David Montgomery runs his way in. And just like that, the Lions have a 7-point lead here in Indianapolis. 13 straight for the best team in football. Back to Houston. Back and forth simulcast. Here is C.J. Stroud, 3rd and 11. He is going to get out of bounds. He was pushed towards that way. So got to bring up Kaimi Fairbairn. But a flag comes down. What's the flag here? Illegal contact by the defense. And that's going to be a 1st down. How about that? So Jerome Baker cost Tennessee the 4th down stop. So just like that, the Texans, who desperately need points, were in very well range. As they're showing how Tank Dell got the Texans into good range for position. For Kaimi Fairbairn, we're now going to have a chance to do what we want to do, which is get into the end zone. Faking the handoff. CJ's got a lot of space to roam. He's going to run, and he is going to pick up a sizable gain at 2nd and short, close to the goal line. For those coming new, let's just update you on what the playoff spots look like right now. The number 1 seed would be the Chiefs. Denver would be in the final playoff spot against Buffalo. Although if the Colts win, they're trailing right now, and the Raiders beat Denver, the Colts would slip into that final spot. Denver played Buffalo. Pittsburgh would host Baltimore. Baltimore plays tomorrow against the Chargers. And the Texans would host the Chargers. In fact, the winner of that game is going to be in the 5th spot. So far it's the Chargers, but the winner of that game goes into the 5th spot. It stays Chargers 5, Ravens 6 if it's a tie. 3rd and 3, CJ throws high into the end zone. Touchdown, Texans. A Houston Lambeau leap, baby. Nico Collins. A 4-yard touchdown grab, and the Texans are an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. So just like that, that's all they needed. The illegal contact. Burning. Red hot burning. Tennessee. So they're going for a 48-yard field goal attempt. The Bears are. We're back in Chicago. Tie game there. Kick is blocked. It's blocked by Minnesota. They're trying to set up a return, and they have blockers. Cut out to the 30. Now cuts to the 40. Tries to slide through past the 40-yard line. And where do they put him? Right at the 47-yard line of Minnesota. 3 yards from midfield. The Vikings in great field position, and it is still tied there. Jerry Tillery, the big defensive tackle, 4th-year guy, with the bat down. So Tommy DeVito finally got his first long pass of the game. So Giants are driving there, trailing by 17. Justin Jefferson, back in Chicago, picks up 9 yards. 2nd and 1 for the Vikings. Giants going to be on the road next week in Dallas on Thanksgiving, actually. And it's funny, they'll be on the road in Dallas on Thanksgiving, and then their arena will host 4 state championship games in New Jersey high school football in Group 5, Group 1, and non-public. So MetLife's going to have a lot of work. But, yeah, the Giants are going to be playing on Thanksgiving, actually, in Dallas. So that'll be really, really interesting. Detroit is hosting Chicago on Thanksgiving, so that will be intriguing. And then the final nightcap of that Thanksgiving is going to be a really interesting one. Green Bay and Miami on Thanksgiving. That's an intriguing one. I believe that's in Lambeau. Yes, it is. And you will notice a trend, which I like on Thanksgiving, is where these warm weather teams don't get home games on Thanksgiving. They make a point to put them in these cold environments. The warmest you're going to be on a Thanksgiving game is if you're in Dallas, and Dallas will get cold. Like, they would never have put that game in Miami on Thanksgiving. Here is Darnold stepping up. Darnold throws a go route into the end zone. Incomplete. It was picked off by Chicago. And they're going to take it and at the 1-yard line, but a flag came in right after the pick. So let's see if they call interference on Chicago. Here's the funny thing. It's a spot foul, so Minnesota either gets the ball at the 1 with a chance to score, or Chicago gets the ball at the 1 with possession but trying to get out of their own end zone. It is pass interference. It's on Chicago, and it's on Jalen Johnson, and so now the Vikings can take the lead from the nose of the goal line. Back to Indianapolis, they trail by 8, 14-6. They just picked up a big play. Their big wide receiver was at a great game. Pittman Jr. keeps on churning it, and he's right outside midfield. Darnold under center. Jones is in the backfield. Darnold backpedals, actually officially put it at the 6-yard line. He goes up the gut, gets past the 5, and now we got this chippiness going on. In Chicago, there's a lot of anxiety on them because they have 4 wins. They want to get back into a playoff conversation. And they are on the second week of 3 straight weeks in divisional play. Last week, they lost to Green Bay on a blocked field goal. This week, they're playing Minnesota, and a short week as they'll play in Detroit on Thursday afternoon on Thanksgiving against the Lions. Touchdown, Vikings. Jalen Naylor. It is 13-7 Vikings after Naylor got right to the pylon. And so, just like that, they can have the extra point and take the lead here. Vikings are playing well right now off that blocked field goal. For the Bears, I mean, this has got to sting. You had a blocked field goal to lose against Green Bay, who you can never beat. They were reviewing to see if he broke the plane. Oh. So they're going to review where this ball is now. I wonder if they would review a ball out of bounds, which would mean a rollout, which would mean a touchback. I don't think so. But yeah, right. But yes, the Bears had that chance to beat the Packers. They could never beat on a blocked field goal. Here's Tampa Bay going now to the 30, now to the 40, tripped up at the 47-yard line of Tampa Bay. Once again, Irving, first down, Buccaneers. And then you had a chance to take the lead midway through the second quarter in a blocked field goal that was returned just outside midfield, and they're either driving or have scored. Jalen Waddle picks up a big pass for Miami. So that's interesting. Honestly, if Chicago has so week 14, Chicago will not have to deal with any more divisional games. They have San Francisco now. They do have more coming though. It's actually 4. It's actually 4 divisional games in 5 weeks as that punt is blocked. And they just blocked a punt in Landover, Maryland. The Commanders did. So, yeah. So 4 out of 5 out of the last 5 weeks, including last week, the Bears have divisional matchups. In fact, actually, put it even more. It's was it 6 weeks left, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 6 of the 8 weeks left, counting last week for the Bears, as Tennessee picks up a big play here, first down. Chicago, divisional games in 6 of them, including last week. As the Bears' only 2 non-divisional matchups for the rest of the season are in 2 weeks in San Francisco and at home against Seattle. In fact, the funny thing is, the rest of Chicago's conference opponents, actually, no, it's actually those two teams are NFC, so ignore that. But two NFC West teams, and can you believe this? Do you believe this? Back to Landover, Maryland, Jaden Daniels, who got the ball because of the blocked punt, throws a screen which was picked off in the air by the big defensive tackle for the Cowboys, and he ran it back for 12 yards. So now Dallas with the football. It is still only 3-0 in favor of the Commanders. In that game. Texans are saying, we're saying we fumbled the football. They fumbled the football. Tennessee fumbled the football, and the Texans have recovered with 3:24 to go in the second quarter. The Texans have recovered the football with 3:24 left. They will get the ball. Look at this stat also. Back in Bergen County, 199 passing yards for Tampa Bay, 10 for the Giants. That one pass we saw for DeVito. Mayfield throws low, but a first down for the Bucs. Back to North Carolina. We have not been here for a while. Chiefs have the ball. They lead by 7. 1:20 to go in the half. 3rd and 13. Trying to get to field goal range. They get past field goal range, and Mahomes leaps for the first down. Did he get there? Yes, he did. Patrick Mahomes got to the sticks, and the Chiefs moved the chains. Wow, that was a phenomenal play as they go right down the field. Kansas City. Right off the short screen down the sideline. And just like that, the Panthers starting to get pushed back here. 1:01 to go in this first half. Here's Mahomes. An end around, broke a couple tackles, gets past the line of scrimmage, and gets a sizable gain in what looked like it was going to lose yards. Trevor Wallace with the gut, but he got hit by Robinson hard, and he might have some trouble getting up. A fake inside reverse, outside end around trickery for Wright and the Dolphins, who under 3 minutes to go in the half are driving right at midfield, up 14-0 against New England. So Texans in the red zone. Texans scored first 7-0. They haven't led since then. They've trailed since then. And Joe Mixon is going to lose 10 yards. So it's 2nd and goal back to the 15-yard line. A field goal ties it. A touchdown would take the lead late in the half. We're in a bunch of these 1 o'clock games here. That is kind of where they spot it here, and it's incomplete. The Colts just deflected that downwards. They can't believe that was dropped. Cannot believe it. So it looks like a punt coming up here. Back to Maryland. Cowboys at the Commander 49-yard line. 3rd and 9. It's 3-0 Washington. It's been that way for a while. It is a pass that was bobbled and caught, but on the bobble, CeeDee Lamb didn't have the time to separate. So once he catches the ball officially, he's tackled for a 1-yard gain, and it will be 4th down there. And it looks a little too far for Aubrey. Maybe they can run him there. He did miss a 44-yard field goal. They'll probably have to punt in Maryland. A lot of punts have gone on between the Cowboys and the Commanders there. Mayfield stays in the pocket. A concise throw, which is caught, but for not much yards for Shepard. So a timeout called by the Giants. We call first a timeout with, again, Tampa Bay driving. Lions will punt. Under 15 seconds left in the first half, an 8-point lead over Indianapolis. And Indianapolis gets the ball at their own 16. And whoever won the toss, it doesn't matter. They will likely kick off to start, take a knee, 53 seconds to go in the half. Mahomes throws the screen high, incomplete, look for Worthy, and it's 3rd down. A field goal would make this a 10-point game, but still Carolina's hung in there. They've done nothing really offensively, but they've stayed there defensively against Kansas City. It's actually shades of Giants-Cowboys early in the year. Speaking of the Giants, they're trying to get to Mayfield. Mayfield throws a stuttering lame duck incomplete, and a flag flies in. Now, I wonder if this is roughing the passer on Okirky for the Giants. Hopefully it's not. 50 seconds left, 3rd and 4. Mahomes stands in the pocket. Sidearms one. Into the end zone. Is it caught? Yes, it is. Gray. Touchdown, Chiefs. And finally, Kansas City, and I know that they did score earlier, but they needed a touchdown in a major way. So this lead now is starting to build where Carolina is going to need to get some offense because an extra point would make it 20-6. And the flag was on the Giants, so Tampa Bay gets a 1st down. The kick is right down Broadway. It is a 14-point lead for for Kansas City. But we'll see what happens in the second half. A short screen picked up by Tampa Bay. They get close to the line to gain. Throws it out of bounds, incomplete on 3rd and goal. CJ had nowhere to go. 4th and goal, and I would think here comes Kaimi Fairbairn with a minute 49 to go in the half to tie this game at 17. Tagovailoa on 3rd and 3. Throws a screen. He's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. Devin Achane again. And it's 20-0 Miami with a minute 49 to go in the half. They're all over the Patriots. ...35 seconds left in the half. 17-0 Tampa Bay. As White, again, as we said, got very close to the sticks. He may have picked up a 1st down. He did. 1st and goal from the 10. Here's Mayfield. Mayfield pressured. Throws it to the end zone. Tipped incomplete. There are no flags. But it stops the clock with 20 seconds left. 28-yard attempt for Kaimi. He can tie the game at 17 with a minute 49 to go in the second quarter. Kick is right down Broadway. We're tied at 17. 10 straight points for the Texans, and we're knotted up at 17 apiece. Here in Houston. Baker Mayfield is going to bowl his way into the end zone. He fumbled the football, but he broke the plane. So it will be a touchdown for Tampa Bay. And they right now are just running all over the Giants. And he's doing the it's Italian fingers Tommy DeVito thing in the end zone as a kind of shot to the Giants, and he took a shot by the Giants to score that touchdown. But it is 23-0 Tampa Bay in the first half. If you didn't think the Giants were tanking, I think you get it now. And now I'll say this about the tanking. In the back of your head, knowing that your team maybe isn't as good as they should be, kick is wide left, no good. Wind took it. So it stays 23-0, not 24-0. But in the back of your head as a player, knowing, that you've got to win a lot and you don't have a great shot at the postseason, subconsciously, I think you feel that. But as a player, you're going to win every game and you're going to win every play. You're going to try. And maybe you can, there's still some time left. Maybe you can actually make something of the season. But when I speak of tanking, I'm not talking about the coaching staff. I'm not talking about the players. But I'm talking about the organization and understanding where you are in the season. And knowing that, you cut your starting quarterback, so there's some knowledge about that. Pollard rips off a big run for Tennessee, and they're in Texans territory, and now they're only about 7 yards away from their field goal range. And they got plenty of time. But we're back in Landover, Maryland. They will, I think they're at halftime there in East Rutherford. Here's Jaden Daniels. Daniels is going to walk out of bounds. He's got to work on that ball, not to be a loaf of bread, but he'll take what that was and hop out of bounds. But next time in field, he's got to tuck it. You don't want that loaf of bread. No willy-nilly with the football. He knows that. Or at least he should know that. Third and 9. Now for the Commanders, about 8 yards away from midfield. I will say if we do the 405, 425 games, there's going to be a lot less analysis and more straight play-by-play because there'll be less games. And Daniels is ridden off by the defense. He can only get a yard, so he only gets to at the 42-yard line of his own, so they're going to have to punt. May threw it high. Now, is they going to call this a fumble or a throw? It's a fumble. They're going to call it a fumble, not a forward pass. And the fumble was recovered by Miami. Now they just got a conferral and said that his arm was going forward. It's an incomplete pass. So initially the ruling on the field was a fumble. They are still in the first half in North Carolina. Panthers are driving. Remember, they trail by 14, so a touchdown before the half would be huge. A field goal would not be bad either because it would make it 20-10. They're already warming up Pinedo. Now, they have no timeouts, so every play has to be to the sideline. And they're throwing the football. Not that Carolina runs the ball as much, at least with their tailbacks, but that they're not throwing it. Or running it, excuse me. But 1st and 10 for Young, and you don't want to kick it until 4th down if you could force that. The Panthers also are getting the second half kickoff, so points here would be really huge for Carolina. Thielen's a guy in the slot. Young, they bring pressure. They hit Young. It's caught down the sideline. He's got to get out of bounds. He does for a first down. But he took a tremendous hit. Took a wallop. But Young just found his man. That's how the drive started. But one of the few games still in the first half. We thank you for joining Puck Drops here for this live stream. We will likely have more of these coming up. but I can't give you a positive on that. I cannot give you an affirmation. As my high school fall season coming to a close, the season officially next Wednesday evening. Al Shahir with a huge sack for the Texans. And we stay tied at 17. So he just sacked Will Levis coming right off the edge. As he dropped it there, as you see, and boy, okay, so let's look at the games at the half. So at the half in Indianapolis, it's an 8-point game. All Tampa Bay at the half in MetLife. They're at the 2-minute warning in Chicago. The Bears have a third down in their own territory with the ball. Miami late in the second half, in the second quarter, up by 21. But here we go. Dallas, they're on their own 31-yard line. He's going to throw one up a go route down the sideline in a double coverage. It's caught. First down, Cowboys in Commanders territory. Brooks, timeout Dallas with 7 seconds left. So they have maybe one throw to the sideline and then a field goal. Although since it's 3-0, they could just go for the field goal now because it's not like they need a touchdown. That would give them the lead. But remember, Aubrey did hook a 44-yard attempt. See, the thing with him is if you go straight off of ranges, his range, I think his longest is 63. Because he almost hit a 67-yard field goal attempt, or 68-yard field goal attempt, I think, for the all-time record against Cleveland, and they iced him, and then they just went for a fourth down play, which that disappointed me. You saw that on our first red zone, actually, that we did. This kick is right down Broadway, and we are tied at 3 with 3 seconds left in the half. So they'll kick off to the Commanders, and if there's any time left when they kick off, Commanders will just call a timeout, I would think. So his all-time field goal range, he's only been in the league for 2 seasons. He's 59 of 64. His longest, 65. So that's right at the 48. Yeah, that's the 47-yard line of the opponents is technically his range. So technically, if you're Dallas, if you ever get to the 47-yard line, that's technically his range. But that you wouldn't want that. A throw to Tyreek Hill is incomplete on 2nd and goal. It stops the clock. They're trying to go up 28-0 before the half. So the Texans, we just fumbled the football, and Tennessee just got the ball in our own end, our own side of the field. So Levis throws a high riser out of bounds. It stops the clock. Second and goal, and a timeout is taken by New England. So they didn't like the formation. They'll call a timeout. They have none left, trailing by 21. So nobody can stop the clock after that. Now, what is the all-time field goal range, actually? What is the all-time record? I think it might be 65. And Will Anderson with a huge sack there in Houston, so monitoring that. So it's taken. So 66 is the all-time record, which Aubrey was 1 yard short of when he had his 66-yarder and 65-yarder. So that's the all-time record. Levis is sacked. Levis is sacked by Anderson again. I don't think they can stop the clock. Clock continues to run in Houston. It's 4th down. They're going to have to get to the line and spike it if any. Actually, a timeout is taken. I believe we'll check in what's going on with that. Carolina, this has been a long first half. Still with the football. Young hit, throws, high, incomplete, dropped. Under 20 seconds left. It's 14-7 Vikings. Bears have driven into Minnesota side of the field. High. It was almost intercepted by Harrison Smith, and there's no flag, and it's 3rd down. So Dolphins didn't get in the end zone, which means Jason Sanders is going to try a 21-yard chip shot, and the kick is right down Broadway. And with 2 seconds left in the half, it is 24-0 Miami. Young in the gun. Young stands in, throws in the end zone high, tipped incomplete. Out of bounds, it brings up 3rd and goal for the Panthers. They tried that fade route. Williams checks it. Did he get it in time? Yes, he did. Gets the screen, inbounds at the 30. They have 1 timeout left. They'll probably take it, see if they can set up a field goal or maybe a Hail Mary. We'll see what they do. Tennessee now going for a 56-yard field goal attempt. This is a long kick with 2 seconds left. No time on the clock in the half, and the kick is right down Broadway. They escape with the lead thanks to boneheaded fumbles by the Texans. They have the lead now. Actually, didn't switch it to a tie on the playoff machine, but yes, Tennessee has the lead with a 56-yard field goal attempt. And so that's halftime. Tennessee 20, Texans 17. A 49-yard field goal attempt for the Bears to get back in the game. We just saw it, but the Bears have had 2 blocked kicks. Kick is right down Broadway. Redemption finally. And that kick is right down Broadway. This kick for Carolina is right down Broadway. They are within 11 at the half. Still could not get it in the end zone. They have no touchdowns, but they got 3 field goals at the half in Charlotte. 20-9, Chiefs by 11, but Carolina's getting the football. Every game is at the half, including New England and Miami. Patriots just took a knee. That's at the half, except for the Lions and the Colts. And the Lions have the ball at the Colts 43, so that's interesting. So, Lions, if you remember, the team I picked preseason to win the Super Bowl. I picked the Super Bowl to be Detroit and Baltimore. Baltimore right now is 6th in the AFC. Detroit is 1st in the NFL. But apparently a frightening situation with Jatavion Sanders, the young tight end for Carolina. Jatavion, is He's on a cart. I'm going to take a quick break since they only have one game on right now, which is the Lions. I'll call this one play. Tipped incomplete, out of bounds. It bounced, and it's third down forced by Indianapolis. I am going to take a quick break and be right back here at Puck Drops here for the second half of these 1 o'clock games.
His leash is out there, so let's just go.
Is Tony here? Did he say? All right, just let me know.
Don't take the dog now. Okay,
All right, I'm back, everybody. I'm back here on Puck Drops here. A good throw and catch past the 25-yard line, just outside the 20 for the Lions. But we have a flag down. And it might be on Indianapolis. Legal use of the hands. For those coming in late, just want to let you know we're doing all the 1 o'clock games. We may be able to do the 4:05, 4:25 games. We might later do the night game, but I'm not sure. Because I had a lot of football with high school and all that, I didn't do a lot of these games. But we should be doing them for next couple of weeks. Now, when we get to the end of December, when that starts a lot of the winter sports for me, we'll have to see. But definitely will try it. Up the gut, St. Brown on a short slant, and it's close to a first down for the Lions. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about and comment? Just let me know. You can comment whatever you want, and if it's if it has to do with sports or whatever, we can talk about it. Lions under center. Fake the handoff. Goff throws high, almost caught with the one hand, and dropped by Laporta. So they just started the third quarter in the other earlier game, which is in MetLife Stadium. I'll be right back. Yes, I heard myself full. All right, back here. on the puck drops here. Sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry about that. I had to leave for a second. Let me know what you are interested in. We could talk about it. It could be sports, could be high school, college, NFL, whatever it is. Indianapolis stopped the Lions in their own end. So they have the ball back. They only trail by 8. That's a 1-possession game there. So we got a lot going on, obviously. Last week, college football next week before the conference championships. College basketball's ongoing. The NFL really starting to hit its stride, NHL, stuff like that, and the end of the fall sports as well in high school. So that's intriguing. So, interesting, of course. But yeah, so at the half in Miami, 24-0 Miami. You had 29 Kansas City, 20-17 Tennessee. Commanders still at the half with Dallas. I think they're tied at 3 there. It's gonna be one of the later ones to go back out. As Richardson throws over the middle. And a good gain for Indianapolis. So I'm going to right now show the updates on the scores on where they are on the playoff machine on who would win if they're winning right now. So like you have the playoff machine, right? And the playoff machine, that's the TV. I can't show that. I'm trying to see if I could show the computer. Here, possibly. I'm trying to figure out how to. Oh, no, again, no. Oh, I see. Yeah, we can show it like this. So you can see the playoff machine this way, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm changing each team to how they're going, tie, win, that whole kind of thing. Indianapolis starting to move a little bit. They're out of the half in New York. Well, East Rutherford. Vikings 14-10 at the half. So far, once again, we'll say it again. Kansas City would get the first round bye. Denver would be in the final spot with a win or a Detroit win. It's 7th spot right now. We played Buffalo at 2. Baltimore would be at 6. Pittsburgh would be at 3. Chargers would be at 5. Texans would be at 4. A Texans win. Not a Texans win. So just the changes in the AFC. We said it to the earlier. People will say it to you now. Denver wins. As this handoff goes up the gut for the Giants, they're now in close to first and goal categories. Third and very short for Tracy Jr. For the Giants moving the ball up. If Denver wins or Detroit wins, the Broncos stay in the final spot in a playoff spot for this week. If Indianapolis wins and Denver loses to the Raiders, the Colts slide into the final spot of the playoffs. Washington's in the final spot right now. win, loss, draw doesn't move Washington forward or backwards, to my knowledge. To my knowledge, no, it does not. The one other change though that could affect things is a handoff of the gut. Did Tracy fumbled the football? Tracy Jr. fumbled the football, and Tampa Bay says that they do have it. So, just another update. These are more for the later games, but between the two NFC West teams. So, a Seattle win, an Arizona win, draw, or Seattle win and Los Angeles Rams win keeps Arizona in a playoff spot. They're at third right now. A Seattle win and a Rams win puts Arizona down to fourth. It actually moves Atlanta up to third, where Atlanta has a bye. And a Seattle win and a Philly win knocks Arizona out of the playoff picture and puts Seattle in the third spot and moves Atlanta down to fourth. So the only chance that Atlanta can get to the 3 spot is Seattle has to win and the Rams would have to win. So that's how that works. But the winner is in the division lead of that game. If it's Arizona, it stays in division lead. But as I said, it would be Seattle in the division lead if they win and they get a win from Philadelphia. But we'll talk more about that in the afternoon, in the evening, because that's later on, if we do those games. Commanders are moving the ball right now. But those are the only changes. Is that one change in the AFC, and the other change in the NFC? Right now, Washington 7th, they would meet 2 seed Philadelphia. 6 Green Bay would meet 3 seed Arizona, and 5 Minnesota would meet 4 seed Atlanta. So they're still reviewing the fumble in Bergen County. And they have confirmed it. Fumble by the Giants, recovery Tampa Bay. And interestingly, DeVito, the starter this week, just another little high school thing, is that his alma mater is actually going to be playing in the next Friday evening, in that stadium. I wouldn't put past DeVito to go, although they'll be coming back from Texas, as they would be in Dallas the previous day. So we'll see. But Chicago is challenging the play. As back to Landover, still 3-3. Yes. Sorry, a lot of these games right now are still kind of making their way through. So if I sound a little or tired, that's why. I'm going to take one quick break back to turn on some of these lights here. It's a little dark. I like it. Much brighter, much easier to see here. Puck drops here. Beautiful rifle once again. Thank you. Back to Landover, 3rd and 3. Touchdown! Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels runs 25 yards into the end zone, and they have the lead. Well, just like that, the Commanders have the lead back. A read option play. Everybody went to the tailback, and Jaden Daniels spurts his way into the end zone. Only one Cowboy got to him at the pylon, the cornerback. And just like that, they could take a 7-point lead with a kick here. Here we go back to MetLife, Tampa Bay. Mayfield in the end zone. We got to pressure him. Mayfield ducks out, rolls out. He's going to get out of the end zone and across the line of scrimmage. He will pick up a first down. Nothing has gone the Giants' way. The Giants have 10 passing yards. I believe they have 20 or 30 offensive scrimmage yards. If you add kickoff, maybe 60 yards in total in offense and special teams. Giants have played atrocious. Tampa Bay leads 23-0. And if Tampa Bay went a little faster, they probably would be up by 40 by now. But a 3rd down for Tampa Bay. In the earliest game to start, we're back in Indianapolis. Lions lead by 8, 14-6. Goff shovel pass. It is fumbled, but it is recovered by the Lions. And Taylor Decker is down. He is down, and you do not want him down for an extended period of time. There's a flag on the field. Otten makes the catch. A good play of the pocket by Mayfield. First down close to midfield for Tampa Bay. A drive that has gone 97 yards, but let's see what is the call on the flag. As back in Chicago, Cowart hits Darnold for a stop and intentional grounding. What is the call here? What is the call here? Some big play just happened in Minnesota. They're trying to see if the Vikings stepped out of bounds. About a 2nd and goal. Back out to the 25. Or no, he did not step out of bounds. Darnold is sacked. And it's 3rd and goal. Back to around the 25-yard line. Walker again. Back-to-back sacks for the Bears. So we talked about the NHL stuff going on. Let's check the NBA because we did not do that. I have not been paying as much attention to the NBA. I know the Knicks have been up and down. The Knicks are 4th in the East. 9-7, all right. So Cavs, so how it would work, I'm not even going to do the whole playoff thing. I'm just going to do it the way it used to be, 8 seed, 1 seed, assuming the 8 and 9s both won. Would be Cleveland hosting Chicago, Boston, the defending champions, hosting Atlanta, Orlando hosting Miami in a battle of Florida. I don't believe those two teams ever met in a playoff matchup. I could be wrong, but I don't believe they ever have. And then the Knicks hosting Milwaukee. So Philadelphia actually is 3-12. If you believe that, Philadelphia has been worse than Detroit. The only team worse than them is Washington, and they've had a bevy of problems as well. Philadelphia, actually, the 2nd worst team in the NBA. Can't believe that. Golden State with no Curry and no Klay Thompson, with no Klay Thompson and limited Curry, number one, that they would host Phoenix, Oklahoma City, with their young team would host Memphis. Houston would host the Clippers. Houston, with Jalen Green, have gotten better, and the Lakers, who have started to have a real resurgence, they would host Denver. We'll look at the NHL standings in a second. Carolina is driving very close to the end zone right now, just past the 15-yard line, trailing by 11 on the opening drive of the half. So multiple games with quite interesting results right now. Now, because they're down by 11, they can't tie it or take the lead, but you think a touchdown, extra point, 20-16, you'd be down by 4. If you want to go for 2. Now, I think actually you go for 2 here because you're down by 5, you're down by 4. If you get in, he gets close to the marker. It'll be 3rd and 1. If you get in, I think you go for a 2-point conversion. So you'd be within 3, and if you don't get it, then you're down by 5 as opposed to kicking the extra point being down by 4. So I would do that if Carolina punches it in. But they need another yard, and then they need to get into the end zone, which they failed to do all day. Kick is right down Broadway in Houston. It's a 6-point lead for Tennessee, 23-17, Tennessee. 3rd and 1. Panthers trail by 11. They're at the 2. They have to get to the 1. Motion tight end comes in motion. Young gets the block. He pumps. He gets close to the marker. He did not. He bowls over the pylon. He did not get in, but he wasn't trying to get in. He was just trying to get to the first down. Fakes the end around to Jamison Williams. We're back in Indianapolis. Good play by Montgomery. David, what a play, and the Lions get a first down. Jahmyr Gibbs with a counter just got another large gain for the Lions, and they're driving. But remember, they have had no points in the second half. Late in the third quarter, leading by 8. They did not get the first down. Young did not. Jumbo formation. Handoff up the gut. Looks like he got the first down. From this vantage point, it looked like he got the first down. Did not look like he broke the plane, but looked like he got the marker. On the second surge, it looked like he got there. If he was stopped short, still the Chiefs would be down on their own 1. He did get the first down. 1st and goal at the half-yard line for the Panthers, who need to knock this ball into the end zone. Although a field goal, it's still a 1-possession game. Jumbo formation for the Lions. Jamison Williams comes in motion, 2nd and goal. Goff stands in. Goff throws, caught at the 5, and he lost the football. And I got it right back. But no gain. Well, only a 5-yard gain. Sorry, excuse me. Young rolls out, directs, throws. It is incomplete. Fans want a flag, and that probably should have been a hold on Kansas City. But it'll be 2nd and goal. They let the 2 fight in the middle of the end zone. Real quickly, the NHL and the Eastern Conference. Devils lead the division, as we said. We'll go through more of that as well. It's quite intriguing, actually, this conference. Red Wings got to step it up, but we'll see. The other Detroit team right now, handoff counter to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown Lions, and in Carolina, there's a flag down. We're going to see what the flag is. Was it caught? Yes. Touchdown. Fake the give. David Moore catches the pass. There were other tight end with the other one hurt, and now you can either kick it or go for 2. I go for 2 here. I would go for 2 here. If you don't get it, you're still down a touchdown. If you hit the extra point, you're down a touchdown. You need a touchdown, take the lead, excuse me. If you get the 2-point conversion, then you're only down by 3. And you could start to push Mahomes. What is this flag on? It is not on Indianapolis, I believe. I think they called a hold on the Lions. They are going for 2. This is the right call. We have something going on in MetLife, and it does not change the trajectory of that game at all, just so you know. Fakes the give. Young, pressured. Young, there are no flags. He throws it into the end zone. It's caught, but he dropped it. He got hit viciously at the end line, and a flag is down. A flag is down. That was Thielen, the intended receiver. And a flag is down because Thielen was walloped. I think this is coming against Kansas City. He was hit viciously at the end line. At the other side, an inside draw to the line of scrimmage is knocked behind the line. We're talking about Washington now. Unnecessary roughness on the Chiefs. So they can have the 2-point conversion, I think, is now going to be at the 1-yard line. So there's a bunch of plays you can run here for the Panthers. And they've got a world of confidence. But 2nd and goal for Dallas. Remember, the extra point was missed. So an extra point here would give the Cowboys a lead. Throws it in the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas. This game is tied. Jalen Tolbert and the Cowboys can take the lead. With 4:40 to go in the third. Speaking of third real quickly, guess we have to wait. And we have a flag down. Did Kansas City jump, or did Carolina go back on a false start? Here's the funny thing. If you go back on a false start, you're back to where you had the previous 2-point play. So you could still run a 2-point play. This is quite intriguing. Remember, they only trail by 5. It's a false start, so it's going to put the ball back to where they initially put. So usually when that happens on a 2-point try, you just kick it. But remember, because of where they were, because of the penalty, you place it at that same spot. We'll see what Carolina does. Williams throws tipped in, complete on 4th down, looking for Allen, and the Vikings take over on downs, leading by 7 with about a little over 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. They get the football in their own territory, leading by 7, 17-7 Vikings. And they bring in Pinheiro. So this is weird. So you go for the extra point attempt on the 5-yard line. You miss it, but there's an illegal contact or unnecessary roughness. Then they call false start. You get brought back to the initial line of gain, and you're not even going to go for a 2-point try. This is really interesting. Again, I would have just ran it because it's not. Listen, if you get it knocked off to the 10 to the 15, I understand just kicking it. The ball's back to where you ran an extra point earlier. I guess you just believe that Kansas City's defense is going to be ready for whatever you throw at them. So let's just get a field goal. And you know what? To be honest, your defense has played well. It's not like it hasn't. Your defense has played well. And all you really feel like right now is you say, hey, let's get a stop. And you got off the schneid. You got in the end zone against Kansas City. So this is a really successful drive no matter how you slice it. And even if somehow they miss this extra point, you're still in that same favorable position. Kick is right down Broadway. It's 20-16. Kansas City only up by 4 with that long mulling with the 2-point conversion. But still. But real quickly, Metro, East West, with the NHL. In the Eastern Conference, it would be the Devils would be first place in Metro, then Carolina, then the Caps in third. Toronto would be first, then Florida in second. Their second place if the playoff starts. That's how it would work. Then Buffalo actually be third, unbelievably. And wild card 1. Wild card 1 would be the New York Rangers. they would go to Toronto. Wildcard 2 would be Boston. They would go to New Jersey. Throws one over the middle, incomplete. Well defended by the Lions. They punched it in anyway, as the flag was actually against Indianapolis. So it's 21-6 Lions right now. The Jets have the best record in the NHL, so the Central Division. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that in a little bit, actually. But David Montgomery, they're going to need him in this season. I don't know if he'll play. Remember, they got a short week. Not only a short week, but I think, what is it, a 12:30 p.m. Eastern start? On Thursday against the Chicago Bears. Throws in, complete. The youngster from Florida just threw it low. And Dallas nailed the extra point as well. So it is 10-9 Dallas in that game. So I got to update that. I had Commanders winning, so it's Cowboys winning now. So again, still puts Washington in 7th. Doesn't switch them at any point. They didn't show it here, but I'll let you know the update that I did get was Tampa Bay scored a touchdown. They're up 29-0 in the third quarter. Looks like they're on their way to a huge win, but despite the win, are still out of playoff position. As Tampa Bay would go to 5-6 with a win. Carolina with a win puts himself in that division race, though, for sure. That division wide open. Atlanta leading it right now, though. Darnold stands in the gun. On the bottom of the screen is Justin Jefferson. Darnold stands in, throws short, caught at the 40-yard line. It's a first down on third down for Minnesota, but they say no. Jalen Naylor, they say trap the ball. Oh, my God, I'm sorry. They say Jalen Naylor trapped the football. Let's see. Yes, that is an incomplete pass. So Ertz just missed a throw. We're back in Landover, Maryland, and Washington. 4:01 left and change in the third quarter. A wobbling ball, incomplete. And it's fourth down. Dallas forces it, getting the ball back up by 1. Their pass rush getting to Jaden Daniels. Now, let's see. What is the closest team to Washington? So that is going to be possibly Seattle or Arizona, depending on what happens in the West. If they can keep pace, they'll definitely go to the playoffs, but they can't lose these games. And they lost to Philadelphia last week, and they're losing right now to Dallas, and the Cowboys just hit a big play after they hit the punt. Here's Levis. Levis stays in on 3rd and 5. Pollard is tackled 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and the Texans are going to force a punt, and they're going to get the ball back. We are going to get the ball back down by 6. Down by 6. 4th and 8. Indianapolis going for it. In the final seconds of the third quarter. Flag on the play. There's a flag down. It's in the backfield. It is caught. First down, Colts to the 31-yard line. But what's the flag? What's the penalty? Holding on Indianapolis. So they're going to replay 4th down, a 4th and long coming up for Indianapolis, and they might punt at this point in their own territory. 1st and 10 in Panthers territory. Here is Mahomes, tipped incomplete, looking for Kelsey. Do we have flags? No, we do not. He was looking for Travis Kelsey on first down after the Chiefs picked up a big first down. Remember, they lead by 4, 20-16. The Panthers have stayed in this game the whole way. They've never led. I don't think they've tied it. They may have earlier in the game, but they've never led. I know that. And at 4-7 with a win, they definitely put themselves in a position. They would tie themselves with New Orleans. If the Giants can complete the clawback, it would be a 3-team tie with Tampa Bay as well, but it looks like Tampa Bay is going to win that game. We have a flag down in Carolina, and it might be against the Panthers. We'll see. Bears pick up the first down and 3rd and 3. Cole Kmet. Now they say incomplete. So what are they calling this here? PI on J.C. Horn, who's had a bunch of penalties against him. So pass interference on the Panthers. So that moves the chains for the Chiefs. This is what you can't have if you're Carolina. 1st and 10. For Kansas City. The champs run a counter inside. Kareem Hunt. The great thing, not like Kareem Hunt won't the system, but Kareem Hunt also with a team that's won 2 Super Bowls. Kareem Hunt won the Super Bowl their first year. So you put in him because Pacheco can't play, and you put him in as a guy that knows the system and also won a championship with the franchise. It was the most perfect fit they could have gotten on a return to Kansas City. Fakes it to Sherman. Mahomes is scrambling, throws out of bounds, and it's 3rd and 5. We have not gotten much word from Miami. And remember, Miami was up 24-0 at the half there. But right now, this one real close. 3rd and 5. Ball is at the 29-yard line of Carolina. A field goal, and it would still be a one-possession game. Mahomes, and they pressure. He rolls out. Mahomes, got to watch the sticks that got him. I don't think he got there. I do not think Mahomes got there. He reached to the line to gain. It did not look like he got there because it looked like his arm was stretched down. Let's see the ball. That's short. That's short. 4th and 1. They have the field goal unit out here. We're going to go quickly to Landover, Maryland. 3rd and 2 in the red zone are the Cowboys. No, excuse me. In their own territory are the Cowboys. Sorry, it was the wrong 2010. CeeDee Lamb just picks up the first down, got 3 yards, but we have a flag down. Let's see the flag, what the penalty is. 7 and 4 Washington against 3 and 7 Dallas. 4th and 1, they do not have the field goal unit. Hunt jumps up the middle. First down, Chiefs, and out to the 12. Kareem Hunt, a halfback blast, picks up the necessary yards for the Chiefs. So let's see Cooper Rush. That's a good throw. That's a good throw to CeeDee Lamb, but I'm not sure what they called that flag on. Handoff up the gut, and they're inside the 10-yard line. Now it's 2nd down and 5 for Kansas City. And a flag down all the way at the 14-yard line. Unsportsmanlike on the Panthers? On a Sean Robinson for what? So they're saying he said something to the official. The only thing I can think of, because the officials hear the FUs all the time, the only thing I can think of, and I can say it because I'm not swearing, is that he said something to the effect of, "Oh, Kansas City gets all the calls, Taylor Swift and all that," as a dump pass is incomplete. Shovel pass, excuse me. That's the only thing I can think of because the officials don't like the whole it's rigged, it's the pop music industry owns the NFL. They don't like hearing that. And it's not true. It is a blatant lie. It's picked off. CJ throws an interception, but we have a flag down. We'll see the flag in Houston, what that's about. But that's the only thing I could think that would have warranted that response by the referees. Mahomes gets out of dodge, throws into the end zone, caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. How was DeAndre Hopkins that open? How was DeAndre Hopkins that open? He was. But the Chiefs get a touchdown, and because of partly, well, they were driving, but partly because of that penalty on Robinson, which we still haven't figured out, Hopkins scores, and Kansas City has a chance to go back up by 11. So now, back and forth, pendulum swings into Carolina's side, and the Panthers have to go ahead and figure out a way to score. But listen, if you're Kansas City, you still don't feel great with the way things have gone. Back in Chicago, Vikings driving the ball, leading by 17-10. It's the way that it's been so far. Darnold under center. Hands it off to Jones. Jones up the gut. First down, Minnesota. We have some news from MetLife. If they don't get it, it's picked off by the Texans. It's an interception down the 40, 30, 20, block, 10, 5, touchdown, Texans! 50 yards, pick 6, Jimmy Ward. And the Texans have tied it with 4 seconds to go in the third, and an extra point will give us the lead. Are you kidding me, Jimmy Ward? The Texans have not played good offensively, but their defense has made some approaches plays. Look at D'Amico Ryans saying, to the house, and he gets the big block from his linebacker and scuffles into the end zone. Yes, the Texans blew out Dallas last week, but before that, 2 tough losses to the Jets and to Detroit. Both where they lost in the fourth quarter, and now they're going to enter the fourth quarter with a 1-point lead, 24-23. Handoff up the gut, touchdown, Giants. Devin Singletary, and the shutout is over. The Giants drive themselves into the end zone, but it is still 30-7, overwhelmingly Tampa Bay. Tagovailoa fakes the handoff, throws over the middle. It's Jalen Waddle. Waddle pushes his way into the end zone. And just like that, the route is on. 31-0 Miami. Schooling New England right now. With 1:37 to go in the third quarter. So, both Floridian teams, with the other Floridian one, Jacksonville, and a bye, are coasting. Tampa Bay, 30-7. Miami, 31-0. Late in the third quarter. It's an 11-point game. Let's see if there's one possession game. One possession game to start the fourth in Houston. One possession game in Chicago. One possession game in Washington. Not a one possession game in Indianapolis, but they trail 21-6. They can make it a one possession game with a touchdown. And they have the ball, but they have to go 90 yards early in the fourth quarter. So under 1:40 to go in the third. 2nd and 6 for the Commanders. They trail by 1. A 1-point lead for the Cowboys, who are enjoying their first lead. 3 games coming up later. We may do them. We'll let you know. Raiders hosting Denver. That's the 4:05 game. Green Bay hosting San Francisco. Seattle hosting Arizona. 2nd and 6, Daniels in the gun. Jaden gets the snap, hands off to the outside. Try to get a block. Gets a block. Tries to swim back to the line of scrimmage. Gets dropped behind the line of scrimmage. The defensive line has been monstrous for the Cowboys. They've been super, super strong. Minnesota is punting under 4:20 to go in the third. And oh no, Bears muffed the punt. The Bears muffed the punt. And it's funny, the ball hit the Bears, but what happened was the punt is going down to the 20-yard line. The ball hit the shin of Minnesota's punt back guy, hit the return man of Chicago, and then the ball went off of, then the shin moved to where the ball was, which was called the muffed, and that's why Minnesota moves it. That's why when that ball was bouncing, after you get poisoned, not only get away the ball, you just get away from the vicinity. They always say get away from the ball, but the whole idea of poison is you get away from the vicinity. But this Chicago defense, mainstaying its way, Gordon with a hit, and he gets the tailback behind the line of scrimmage, Jones, and so Minnesota doesn't even get back there. So 2nd and 10. 17-10 in favor of Minnesota. Handoff to Jones. Jones gets to the 10-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up here in the Windy City. They're trying to go up 2 possessions. Minnesota is. For the first time. Would you believe, although they're being blown out, that the leading tackler so far is Tyler Nubin for the Giants with 12. Under 2:50 to go in the third. Darnold in the shotgun. Ball at the 10. They got to get to the 5 for a first down to make it 1st and goal. Darnold, good pocket. Fires one. It's caught by Addison. He picks up the first down out of the 3. 1st and goal, Minnesota, late in this third quarter. So Bucky Irving again for Tampa Bay just put up about a 48-yard run, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are driving again. 1st and goal for the Vikings. Jumbo formation. Darnold under center. Darnold steps up, hands off to Jones. Jones goes up the middle, and he's taken down after a yard gain. That's it. That's all it was. Shotgun snap for Young. Bryce Young on 3rd and 8. Takes the snap, steps up, they pressure. Young throws, caught. 1st down, Panthers. Here we go again. Here we go again. Late third quarter, the Panthers are driving. They trail by 11. And trying to get into the end zone and put the Chiefs in that dangerous position once again. They officially mark it at 56 yards, that Irving run. Jones up the gut. He's in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Aaron Jones. And just like that, it's 23-10 Vikings. And the Bears are in a world of hurt now. They got to score a touchdown late in the third quarter. Titans on a 3rd and 26. And they got 15. But a 3rd and 26 from their 10. So they'll have to punt here. I mean, maybe you see a fake punt, but down by 1 in your own territory early in the fourth quarter, you have all 3 timeouts. You punt the ball. I mean, you got to punt the ball. Now, Tennessee, again, we talked about this. Tennessee earlier. Tennessee has only 2 wins. They would join Jacksonville and likely the Giants, maybe the Raiders if they lose today to Denver, with the worst records in football for the number 1 pick. But the Titans, unlike Vegas and New York and maybe Jacksonville, although Jacksonville isn't necessarily going to draft a quarterback. The Titans, I don't think, go draft a quarterback. I think they probably Want a lineman? I think there are some corners they'd be interested in, some pass rushers. Here is Goff. He's pressured. High throw. It is completely dumped down on the screen by Indianapolis. And for as long as Detroit's held onto the ball, Indianapolis has stayed into this game. They have stayed in the game. Remember, the Lions are undefeated on the road. They have not lost a game away from home. They only lost one game this year, which was in week 2 against Tampa Bay. Late and nearly tied that game. 21-6. Fakes the throw. There's the handoff. Gibbs will get about 4. And he's taken down for 3rd down now. 3rd down. Coming up now, Goff stands in. Goff scrambles, rolls out, throws into the boundary, incomplete, and it's 4th down. So it will be 4th down. Coming up as Detroit will punt. Lions punt it down, about 11:20 left in the 4th quarter. Still some time for Indianapolis, but they've got the ball right around their own 12, so not much, not a lot of time left. There just is not much space again for them to move, if you will. But Carolina on 2nd down, 2nd and 7, early in the 4th quarter, trailing by 11, 27-16. We follow that. We follow it and we let you know what will happen. Throws short. It is caught. Looking Fulton's way, right off the line of scrimmage. Cooper rush in the gun. We're back in and Landover, FedEx Field. 3rd and 9. Cowboys trail by 1. We have a flag. Or did they call a timeout? I think they called a timeout. 3rd and 5. Panthers got to get to the 10-yard line. We have movement. I didn't see a foot. If this is a false start, I didn't see 1 foot move by Carolina. We'll see what that is. Motion comes for Tampa Bay. Mayfield loses the football. Did they get it back? He got pushed back from behind by his center. Mayfield is hurt, and he's out, which is big for the rest of the season. And it looks like he got contact from getting hit by his center. Center backed up into him. 3rd and 10. So they called a false start. I didn't see movement by Carolina, but okay. Young throws over the middle. It's caught, but it's going to be 4th down to the 15. You go for a field goal here. Well, actually, a field goal, it's a 1-possession game, right? Because it's 27. It's 27-19 with a field goal. We have a full start against the Texans back in Houston. 4th and 15, early in the fourth quarter. Patriots need something. May gets out. May launches one. It's caught. Touchdown. Touchdown, Patriots. And the shutout's over. It's 31-7. Shades of what's going on in East Rutherford. Kick by Pinheiro is right down Broadway. So it stays a one-possession game. We'd still need the 2-point conversion, but it's 27-19. Only an 8-point lead for the Chiefs. Stroud tries to get out. CJ could not. He's sacked. It's 4th down, and we'll have to punt it away. I'm going to have to figure something out, as we said. We know how to see. Back to FedEx Field, 3rd and 9. After they called that false start, rush, a timeout, rush throws. It is tipped incomplete, and there are no flags. And it is 4th down, and the Cowboys will have to punt. My, back and forth we go in that game. 10-9 Cowboys still. 24-10, Vikings with the football. I don't know if it's a put-away drive, but it puts it in a bad position. They get over midfield, but we've got a flag. Let's see what the flag's about. I would think this is on Chicago. It is. So they'll decline the penalty, and the Vikings will pick up the 1st down. So it will count if Texans said that they recovered a fumble. So we've recovered a fumble. Let's see if that is the case. Second and 4. Under center. Darnold hands off to Jones, and Jones is taken down. And we have a flag down, and it is on the Vikings, so they're going to move backwards. The stream will be back for